Hello and welcome to the Malcolm Richmond vlogs. Hey guys, today I'm going to start doing my podcast. Today's going to be a special day because today I'm actually doing the episode today solo, which means that my co-host Miss Melly Mel is not here today. And there we go, the headphones are on. This is my trusty microphone. Yeah, so I got my notebook, so I'm going to be going just through notes and things like that. You see my notes and things like that that I've been jotting down for 20 minutes of talk. My episodes are usually 20 minutes long, and I usually get through that 20 minutes pretty well with my co-host Melly Mel. You know, she's a lot of help, but she's really busy with a lot of things going on. So I'm gonna let you guys see the first 5 minutes or behind the scene of how I do this show, and I'm gonna let you guys check out the first 10 minutes or so. Depending on how much time is on my camera, is this the right? I can't tell if this is the right notebook because I can't seem to find my notes. I've been writing notes, and I don't know. If you guys know me, you know that I I keep tons of notebooks, around the house with and around my office with notes on how I want to do things, like my shows and my web series that I produce, things like that. Oh man, this is not a flattering angle. You see all kinds of jeez, but I'm gonna keep going with it. But let me see. This is not the right notebook. I could have swore it was, but looking at it now, this is my joke notebook. Yeah, this isn't my ideas up notebook. This is my joke notebook. So I'm gonna put this back upstairs, and I'm gonna come back down, and we're going to go ahead and get the show started. I might as well get my laptop open so I can get started with the. Yes, it takes 2 seconds to. Hello, 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 hello. Come on, baby. Man, let's see. Put my password in. Bam. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'll pause it so you don't have to do anything. Bam. Okay, I'm back. Ran up and got my actual notes. Here we go. Okay, so the first one we're gonna start with a moment of silence, and I'm gonna go over my notes for the moment of silence, and let's get the application started so we can start. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with recording and check my levels. Make sure I'm not too loud or make sure I'm not too quiet, and make sure I can get the ambient noise because I have the lights on. And see, for anyone wondering, I'm running Audacity for the audio, and my mics and my headset all connected into this mixer right here. And I don't think you guys really care. And I'm running Audacity, and it looks like my levels are pretty good. Okay, so my intro music is not gonna play because I'm just gonna do the body of the. I usually do an intro with music, and then I do my intro with me talking like, "Hey, welcome to the Malcolm Richmond Show." Blah blah. You'll hear it anyway. So I'm just gonna do the 20-minute body of the show, and then I'm gonna add the outro music later. You won't be around for that. You'll probably only hear like another. Let's see, it's at 4:15 now, so you'll probably be around to only hear like maybe the first 6 minutes of the show, and we're gonna take. Now, what I usually do is I usually announce what the show is going to be about for the day before I start, actually getting into the body of the show. Um, Today, actually, I'm actually gonna, today, actually, I'm just gonna shoot from the hip, and if it doesn't come out right, if I listen to it, if I think about it and go, oh, okay, this show kind of sucks, I'm gonna delete it, and I'm just gonna have to do it again, because Melly Mel won't be available until for at least 3 or 4 days. So might as well try it, because I am the guy from the show, so we might as well, go ahead and try to do it alone. I never did a show solo except for when I talk to you guys for 5 minutes at a time. But this is 4 times that. So and without it's different because with this visual type of spectrum going on, visual thing going on, you can see what I'm doing. Like if I'm like screwing around with something, you can see that I'm actually doing something. That's why I'm not talking. But this is just audio. So when it's just audio, it's like, what the hell is he doing? He's not talking. A lot of the other podcasters that I talk to, they sit there and they go, what do you do about the dead space? It's like, what's dead space? And now I started writing my ideas down for doing it alone without a co-host to, fill in the blanks for me or help me out or to spark a conversation. I'm like, oh, that's dead space. Yikes. So shout out to all of my, solo podcasters out there, like Whining Power. I can't remember her name. And the other girl, I can't really her name. She does like religious type stuff. So here we go. Let's just jump into it, all right? And I get 5 seconds of silence so I can go ahead and okay. And when I hit click, that's when I start. Hello, welcome to the Malcolm Richmond Show, the discussion where we approach life's hurdles with a comedic zen. Hi, I'm your host, Malcolm Richmond, and before we get started today, I'd like to take 3 minutes of silence, a moment of silence for some people that we lost. Let's take it for Chadwick Boseman, a close friend of mine, T. Austin, and of course, Breonna Taylor. Okay, guys, thank you for sitting with me through that moment of silence. So let's get into it now, guys. In these trying times, we must find our ways to occupy ourselves because idle hands are the devil's playthings. So shout out to those people who are doing things to improve themselves in this pandemic. I know that I've had my struggles with this pandemic, and a lot of people around me have had their struggles as well. And people who lost their jobs or trying to hold out, to the cash that they have to try to make it to the until things get better. And it's really, really hard. I understand that. I really understand that. Oh my gosh. Like some of my friends who uh, their phones got cut off and their electricity got cut off and they're waiting to get their electricity cut off. I know that here in Cleveland, the Cleveland Public Power or the illuminating company or whoever you have or whatever, the power company actually put out a letter saying that they will not cut off anyone's power. During this pandemic. But the thing is that yeah, the company did say that, but the thing is like they're still shutting people off. They're still shutting people off like crazy. So it's like wow. So I have a friend who actually just called me and was like, yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting to get my electricity cut off pretty soon. I was like, oh man, I thought they weren't going to cut anything off. It's like, I don't know where you heard that from, but they're going to cut our stuff off next week. I'm like, oh man, is there anything I can do to help? I mean, little help I can help, but they're like, no, because like their job was like a lot of jobs, a lot of small businesses, like a lot of people work at. Like even one of my businesses, one of my main businesses, it's based off of people coming in, and paying that cash, But if they can't come in because you can't really interact with the public as much because of this whole pandemic thing, then of course your business suffers, man. And I know a lot of people who are actually working off of that, working in businesses like that, or actually own their own businesses like that. So that's very upsetting, And yeah, the stimulus did help, but only helps like for like the 2 or 3 months that it worked. But let's see, my business has been closed since mid-February, and now it's coming on to the end of September now. This is the end of September. October starts next week. Next Friday is the second. So wow, it's like man, it's been it's been 7 months. And so that whatever how much of every money that they gave you, it was like, well, thank you for that. That's 1 month I don't suffer, but yikes, man, what about the other six? So it's like, please give out some help. And they're trying to open up things up, and I know that schools are going back. So I opened up one of my business, and a lot of my clients did not return, because they're still skeptical about the climate, which I really understand. Like, well, we're not really sure we want to come back because the atmosphere and things. We're not really sure. I didn't get upset. I figured I actually planned for it, but not a lot of people are like blessed like that, like me. Like I know that I'm in a great position, to be blessed to be able to wait out this pandemic and not suffer like a lot of people I know personally who have suffered throughout this thing. But like I said before, big shout out, big ups to people who are improving themselves during this pandemic. They took this time off, or this time, not time off so much, but this time where things are kind of low, to go ahead and improve themselves. For one, we'll start off with Miss Melly Mel. Yeah, Miss Melly Mel is my co-host. Yeah, I'm saying Miss Melly Mel, who is out there getting her college on, man. She went back in college, and I know that it's a little tough for her. It's a little tough. She hits me up every now and then like, hey man, this math sucks. I'm like, I know that the show we usually post 2 shows every week. I wanted to double up on show. I want to have I want to have X amount of shows up before I have to take any breaks. I knew that eventually I was going to have to take some breaks because just like being able to just pull out the shows like that would be difficult, especially the quality show that we put out. So actually, by my count, we were actually above our schedule. We had put out 24 episodes in in less than 2 months. Which was like most people they put out one show at least a week, and that's see in a month that'll be 4 shows. In 2 months they'll have 8 shows, but we have 24 shows. That's about 3 times as many as the normal show. So we have 2 seasons. And like I said, we're getting back up Sunday, so we'll be popping back up there and recording a couple shows. And so the really big ups to Melly Mel for sticking with me and doing that. And and I want to stick with college as well. What's up? Give her a little round of applause to Melly Mel for doing her college thing. I'm really proud of you, girl. You do that thing. You need any help getting the F? Ask me for help. Because my schooling days are over. I mean, I still like learning stuff. I still like learning things. I like learning like this. Like when I did this podcast, I like learning new things, and I like learning how to do new applications, new programs. Like you look at my desk right here, you'll see all kinds of programs and applications and manuals on how to do these things because I love to learn. But school learning is totally different from real world like active learning. It's just a different thing because school they cover everything just in case. But in the real world, you need to learn this here. You know what I'm saying? So I was never really good at the book learning type stuff. So big ups to you, Melly Mel, reading those books and getting your nerd on. That's cool. And another shout out to a special someone, Miss J Marie, getting getting out there getting her practical nursing license. That's awesome, man. That's great. Man, I'm really proud of you, man. That's really great. She's always been career driven and very you know and very focused in that manner. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. It's great. And when you're hopefully you can give me some free healthcare. You get your license. So that'd be awesome. So yeah, so I wanted to make sure I get that out and let them know, let those two special ladies know that I got their back and that I'm really proud of them. Um, so now let's get into some other things I really wanted to talk about as a podcaster and a person who watches the news. I watch a lot of news, and like that's really the only thing that's really going on that you can really that you really see on TV. You see news, 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 because we have a lunatic in office. Oh, sorry for people who voted for him, but no, sorry. Screw you, man. But anyway, so we do have like someone who's like kind of unconventional in office, and so the news eats it up. Like, oh, he did what? Oh, okay. Let's get that up there and talk to the American people about that. We know they're tuned in. So I've been trying to kind of not really jump into that because everybody's talking about it. Even myself, when the COVID-19 first thing started, I really wanted to kind of like calm down on talking about it as much because everyone was talking about it. And if you're like me, you just needed a break from, everyone, oh my God, COVID-19 is going to kill everyone. It's like the zombie apocalypse. So it's like, I really wanted to go ahead and give you that respite from all that talk and chatter about the same subject. So right now, guys, we're about to dive into some things. Now, I really the things I wanted to talk about is I still sometimes get surprised by the actions of some people. I don't know, maybe it's a failure of mine not to really understand the thought process of some people. I like to think of myself as being very empathic when it comes to people's feelings. If you tell me how you feel, then I try to see myself in your shoes and understand where you're coming from. But if you have a stance on a subject, but you can't explain why you take that stance or why you're like that, and if it doesn't make sense, then I'm not on your side. Then I can't empathize with you. I can't, man. That's it. I can't do it. That's just on you. Like if I ask you, okay, so what's your favorite fruit? You say, well, I like oranges. I say, okay, why? And then you just say, well, because they're orange and they're delicious. I'm like, okay, no, man, that's not really. You gotta have more. Like if you ask me what my favorite fruit is, my favorite fruit are grapes and bananas. I love grapes and I love bananas. I'll tell you exactly why. Bananas because they're healthy and they I love the color and the consistency is nice. When you bite into it, you're like, oh my God, what is this? So and there's a lot of things that you can do with the banana that is actually healthy and beneficial to you. Did you know you can use a banana peel to clean your teeth? Did you know that? I didn't know that before, but I looked it up. Yeah, man, you can use banana and clean those teeth, man. If you don't got a toothbrush or you're like a desert island and there's like bananas everywhere, you can sustain yourself and you can actually clean your teeth from stopping bad boys from chipping and falling out. And bananas, you can add banana to anything to make it better, and it won't be as unhealthy as putting a tablespoon of sugar in it. But even though bananas are do have natural sugars in it, but it's a lot better than putting like 2 tablespoons of sugar in there, you know. So like you're making a smoothie and it needs to be a little bit less bitter, it needs to be a little bit more sweet. Throw a banana in there, man. Boom, you're good. Same thing with grapes. Grapes are sweet. There's sugar in there, but it's natural sugar, so it goes right through the body. It cleans you. It has a lot of fiber, a lot of fiber. Fiber, fiber, fiber. You know, guys, you don't know that about that fiber. It goes to your body and scrape all the doo-doo off, off your guts, you know. Take care of all that, you know what I'm saying? Sorry to be a little gross there, but that's the truth. That's the reason why I like both bananas and grapes. You know, so if I'm making a smoothie, if you're having one of my smoothie, you better believe it has bananas, grapes, and strawberries in there. Don't forget about those strawberries, Doc. You know, so strawberries, grapes, and bananas. Those are my favorite fruits. Not saying that I don't like banana. Don't not saying that I don't like apples or oranges. Okay, just saying that bananas and grapes and strawberries are where it's at for me. Okay. Okay. So now let's move on. I know that was kind of off subject, but what I'm saying about when I get surprised by people's actions, is some people like up to a couple of days ago. Um, Me personally, Malcolm Richmond, I have never ever seen a MAGA hat ever in my life. Up to a couple of days ago, I could have said that I have never seen a MAGA hat. I live in Ohio. I live in northeastern Ohio. Okay, Cleveland. The thing is that I before a couple of days ago, 3 days to be exact, I have never seen a MAGA hat in person. I've seen them on TV all the time. You know, people wearing them. Oh, Trump is the best. Like, okay, great. But man, 3 days ago, I'm driving and I saw this old dude stopped at a stoplight right next to me, and he's rocking a MAGA hat, and this dude was like, he was so old, I couldn't even tell if he had eyelids or not. That's how old he was. I'm so serious. I'm not trying to be funny. Well, I am, but that's how old he was, and that instantly connected with me. Like, okay, that's why he like, you know, the dude who represents that hat. You know, I figured that has to be why, because you know these old guys, you know, the old people in general, or conservatives, are all old. You know, they call them the GOP for a reason, the good old party, because they're old as hell. You know, and they don't really know, they can't really you know transform with the times, man. It's like, dude. And you ask like, what I was saying about people who can't explain their point of view. That's why I don't really like, you know. That's why I really don't like, you know, like that, because like you ask any one of those guys, okay, when was America great? You say making it great again. When was it great? You know what I'm saying? So it's not great now. So make it great again. When was it great? If you say anything like the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, oh hell, it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for, I wasn't around, but it wasn't good for a lot of people who have, you know, the skin complexion like me. I'm a dark skinned brother, you know. So anything like that, man, I give you the thumbs down, man. I'll still listen to you because I want to understand you, you know. That's where I come from. So that's my thing. It's like, when was it great? And I watched an interview with some of his supporters, like Candace Owens. Another Candace Owens, I would say a gigantic sellout, you know, huge. When you sell out your own people for someone who doesn't care about you, you're definitely a sellout. That's the actual definition of a sellout. If you have any disagreement with me, guys, you can catch me on Facebook. Like, hey, Malcolm Richmond, I think you're wrong, man. America's great. Uh, Bam! Back in 2016 when Barack Obama was president, I agree with you. Yeah, it was great when then. Then when the dude who wants to make it again is the reason why it's not great anymore. You understand what I'm saying? There's so much dissension and like it hasn't been such a big. Okay, let me stop that thought. The thing is that I don't know if people should probably thank Donald Trump for putting such a highlight on the underlying issues of race and race related issues in the United States. Like, you can't really sweep it under the rug like it has been swept under the rug. Let's keep it real, guys, because like when you had your president on the podium, yelling, these racial things to his crowds, and you can count all the hats. So then all the racist idiots in the room. You go, okay, there's 1,000, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, that's how many racist people in this room. Gotcha. Now I'm not saying that just because you follow Donald Trump that you are a racist. I'm just saying that if you follow Donald Trump, you probably are. Now the thing about that is that it goes with another saying that I heard a long time ago. It's like it's I'm sorry, I'm stumbling here, but I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Like I said, I'm not going off my notes like I usually do. But the thing is, like, it's like if you are a Trump follower or a Republican, I'm not saying that all of them are racist, but the thing is, like, if you are racist, you probably are a Trump follower or a Republican. That's how it goes. Not saying that they're not any racist Democrats. That's crazy. That'd be crazy. You can't just clump people into a category like that. That's insane. You can't do that. That's not fair to anyone. I myself, I I identify myself as a democratic socialist. Okay. Now, what that means is that I believe that if you have a job, a steady job, and you work 40 hours a week, that should be enough money to live responsibly and safely. You should be able to afford an apartment, pay your electric, pay your gas, pay your water if you have that. Okay, and raise your kids. And if you have two parents in the house, that should be no doubt. That you should be able to support your family. But unlike a lot of other people, party members in different parties, they don't believe that. They think that, hey, well, you're financially irresponsible. Say, no, we're not responsible, or they're not financially irresponsible. If you work 40 hours and you have a partner and they also work 40 hours and you have kids, there shouldn't be any life or death decisions being made when trying to decide on which bill which bill should I pay? Should I pay the electric, but we can't pay the gas? Should we pay both of these and then pay only half on the water, and then hopefully pay the next other half of the water next month? So then, boom, it'd be another half that be checked onto that. So then you'd be in this endless loop of debt. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, okay, guys, that's 20 minutes. So, to get more of the Malcolm Richmond Show, you can catch us on Facebook at Malcolm Richmond, on Instagram at The Malcolm Richmond Show, and on the triple dub, that's www.themalcolmrichmondshow.com, and on YouTube, guys, you can catch me on the Malcolm Richmond vlog. Okay, guys, thanks for coming in, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and we're out.